Good morning, can you hear me okay? Thank you for having me. Great campus, and first time I'm coming from Pillai College, campus. Hopefully, in this session, you'll be able to get some more insights about what Mukesh sir have already set the context about how fintechs are, and I'll give you the angle of the innovation with those, what all things have been done and what all things can be done further. 27 years in the industry, majority of my time was working for Microsoft, and one of the things which I learned there was you have to come up with an idea, you build something, and it works. So for people who are in the professional area, if you're already using Outlook, I built Outlook in 1999. And if you're getting less journey in Outlook, you can thank me for that. That was my Microsoft first ever AI algorithm 23 years back. I know some of you were not born at that time, don't worry. Geo, of course, नाम तो सुना ही होगा. So I got opportunity to work in Geo with Mukesh Jain and set up the whole new revolution of telecom in India. I was never from telecom, but I was trying to solve the problem with the data part as well. And then after coming back to India, 11 years back, I decided to teach, but then I realized there was a difference of a zero. So I decided to take my full-time job. I did my job, but then parallel, I keep fulfilling my dreams of passion of teaching and all. So that's why I'm associated with IIT, IIM, I teach multiple places. And with Aegis, I have great relationship for a long time. What all things can be done to enhance the experience of the students, especially in the areas of data science and so on. Published 2 books. I'm writing my 3rd book. By the way, this third book is consistent for last 5 years. I just need to take time to finish the 3rd book. Okay, we all are busy. At least we think we are busy. The fact that Friday morning you all are here on this session shows that we are passionate about learning something new. Hopefully, you will be able to get some learning. Let me give you some few seconds to read this. It happened to you? It happened to me multiple times. It has happened to multiple of my friends, colleagues, nephews, about 1998, I was working in Mumbai for a company in seats. My friend's brother got a job in Intel. I asked him, what it takes to get a job in Microsoft or Intel? Google, Facebook, tha nahi hota hai. He said, Mukesh, forget it. You can never get into Microsoft. I said, why not? Mukesh, your English is poor. Yes, my English is poor. Mukesh, you are not from IIT. I'm not from IIT. Mukesh, you are not from Pillai College. Yes, I'm not from Pillai College. You have not done course from Aegis. I have not done course from Aegis. So everything, and of course, on top of it, I used to stammer. My English was poor. I used to stammer. He said, Mukesh, you can never get into Microsoft. I can never get into Microsoft. Come September 1998, I remember those days because it was a very life-changing moment for me. Come September 1998, searching on the internet, and there was that time internet. I don't know some of you know this. The internet was. So remember? At that time, 15.4 kbps modem. Yes, K. Now 6 kbps is slower for 1,000 times slower at that time which you have. And I was searching the internet and find a place. Apply for a job in US. Click. Which company want to apply? Of course, Microsoft. Why should I reject Microsoft? Let Microsoft reject me. We always lose our opportunity just because thinking log kya kahenge. In English, we lose out on some opportunity just because thinking what will people say. And then again, what if it fails? The fear of failure is the biggest challenge in India. Log kya kahenge, kuch ho gaya to, and all those parts. Because of that, we don't even raise our hand when the teacher asks the question. Okay, so I applied for this thing. I got a call. I thought one of my friends or my friend's sister or friend's brother who will be playing some prank, continuously getting call from Microsoft. That time there was no call ID. In the night, 1 call, 2 call, interview, 2, 4 interviews, and then finally they say you have to come face to face interview. I said sure. Then I get an email that you come to Seattle for face to face interview. I said they're in US. I said there's a mistake. I'm in India. I have a passport but no visa. Don't worry, take a printout and you get a visa. Luckily, Trump was not there at that time. So I got my visa, I go to the Microsoft interview and I was that's this week. Had I listened to my friend, I would have never got into Microsoft. So please, take advice from your friend, where to go for restaurant, where to go for picnic, movies, if Brahmastra is good or you want to throw Brahmastra, Dubara, whatever the two comes up. Okay? Great. Take your friend's advice, but do not take their advice for career. Career, you have to take advice from your faculty or some senior experienced people. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years senior students are not really the industry experts, okay? But career has been around doing something or the other, and always like normal is boring. That is what I used to keep telling. And my wife gives me a certificate every day saying that you are not normal, which I feel, I say thank you for that, for the certificate for me. Business rules. So I started my career and I looked at how can I automate this? How can I make it easier for people to do? 1995. Then I moved into Microsoft Office product crashing. What to do? Can you capture data? No, we cannot. Why? This reason, that reason, blah 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 blah. But that's when I started writing my first AI algorithm. Then I came to know that Bill Gates gets 50,000 junk email per day at that time. Right? It was simple. If people are not solving, how can I solve it? Try something different. At the max, you will fail. At least some learning there. Did that part, then I decided to take a short trip to India. 2006, I came to India, and then 2004 to 2006. At that time, I realized that it's all about data, but my learning was bigger one when I translated data into dollars. Microsoft started losing. Microsoft started losing to Hotmail lost to Gmail and Bing lost to Google. And that was the time I realized that this is a good time to enter into data for Microsoft. So I created a plan, worked with Satya Nadella, implemented a plan that time he was vice president. Did that part for about 5 years. Okay, then I was head of advertising and everything, but everything for to do with data. And then we decided to come back to India in 2011, work a little bit, Geo, couple of other places. The important part to highlight here is a company called NICE Systems, NICE, NICE. This is a company who deals with fintech, anti-money laundering, fraud prevention, and all. And I was selected to become India head. And that time, I was writing down how can we improvise the way we handle fraud. Have you noticed when you swipe a credit card, sometimes you get a slip in 3 seconds. Sometimes it takes 10 seconds. And sometimes you get a decline, even though everything was correct. Machine learning, your fraud prevention at best. 3 seconds, when it looks at it, it gives you the output that the transaction go through. Any guess what is the threshold for credit card transaction after which it declines the transaction? Any guess percentage fraud probability? Guess? You all use credit card, right? At least some of us. 0.4%. If the probability of fraud is greater than 0.4%, it can decline. So when you swipe the card, if it is 0.00 something, it will go through. If it is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, it will go for another set of checks, thousands of checks. And if you go through, clear, otherwise declining. If you get declined, you start your card one more time. What is the probability of fraudster to use the same card, same machine, same pin for the same amount? Less charge. And that's where some of the things go through further. Up to there's some logic and some of the behavioral part which Mukesh was talking about does take into consideration. And yes, now I'm focusing on the data culture and all. I consult some of the companies about how to build the data culture in the organization and all. I think it's about time. We have talked about data for quite some time, and now it's going to be more mainstream. Why do we talk about data during your mission? If you notice, we all have choice. So I was leaving from home. I was not sure how much time it would take because I don't come as often. So I was trying to book Uber, and I was not sure. So I thought let me book Uber and Ola, and I came almost 45 minutes early here. But I was trying when I'm trying to book Ola or Uber, experience was today was perfect. But normally once in a while I get this. How many seconds do you think I'll wait? How many seconds Ola I'm opening and it shows me this circle? How many seconds I'm going to wait? Right? But if the answer is 5 or 10, even if it's the real answer, I will discount it as a wrong answer because you are clicking. But how can it be exact 5 or exact 10? It can never be. Additional precision gives a false sense of accuracy. Always give a more precise answer. Next time when somebody asks you how much time you going to take from home to office or home to college and all, don't say 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. Say 52.5 minutes, 36.1 minutes. People will take the get, you get some attention from the people. That is 7.2 seconds. And yeah, this is based on research. It was just fake. Okay. 7.2 seconds is people's threshold to wait for an app to come back, otherwise they just jump to another app. Click, go to Uber, vice versa, Flipkart, Amazon, Zomato, Swiggy. That's the patient because we don't have choice. We have choice and we want anytime, anywhere on any device. And that has been the mantra for quite some time for Microsoft as well. The purpose is analytics to understand. So how can I understand why is Mukesh doing certain thing or why is Mukesh not doing certain thing and give the best experience possible. And that's what happens with the analytics to understand and innovate. And that's how most of the majority of this company are doing a lot of this work over here. Aegis data science school, a lot of students coming, and some of the students are already working in some big companies like Uber, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, doing some wonders over there. And finally, they get computer analytics. So if you notice this Cano, some of you who have seen this in the past, Cano was the scientist who suggested any product or service which we use, there are four parts. Some of these are must have. It's a phone call. You are supposed to make a receive a phone call. That's a must have services. This slide is an 18-year-old slide. Purposely I kept it as it is because now you can actually make it, yes, it makes sense. When I present something today, something new, you may not agree to the top quadrant, what is called delight. But this is the old slide, you can agree. At that time, making a phone call was the must have part, more. Or think what Amazon says. You want to anything want more memory, more RAM, more camera, more. And never dissatisfied. Yeah, charging takes a little longer. Wow, you can do email on the phone? Yes, 18 years back that was a wow factor for having if you have been able to do phone, email on the phone. I still have one of the phone model just to keep it as a souvenir so that I can show people how the phone used to look like 18 years back. Now the delight part and is like a more selfie camera, four selfie camera. I don't know why you need so many parts, but anyway, the whole thing moves into must have. Things which are derived earlier is the must have part. So this understand for innovation in any domain, you need to understand that it actually matters where your things are, and if you don't do it, somebody will take your lunch and dinner as well. That's what happened with Fortune 500 company, right? Half of them no longer exist because they did not continue to innovate. Decision, right? We take decision, we all take decision. Yes, we sometimes flip a coin as well, but normally I call it as HIPPO. Highest individual paid person's opinion. In the meeting, when somebody decision is taken, I'm also HIPPO once in a while, but yes, sometimes we take decision without data. And that's one of the things which bothers me a lot. But wouldn't it be good to get data, decision based on some data? Yes. And here are some of the examples I'm going to talk about. Every day near you, you are seeing data. Okay, let's start with the first one. When you search, when you're on the site, there are multiple ads option comes in. I know some of you might hate ads. I used to work in advertising for 7 years, so I definitely love advertising. Which ad to show? Pizza Hut, Domino's, McDonald's? Yes, of course. Whichever gives more money, show that ad. That was the algorithm in Microsoft until 2006. He said, why that? Why not keep the advertising with the person you like? लोगों को ऐसा कभी होता है क्या? Does it happen that people like advertising? We make a change. We look at the behavior of a person and change the ad which was shown to them. 42% increase click-through rate because you're getting the ad. There are so many times I'm ordering pizza from my team. I say, "Arey yaar, wo 300 रुपए वाला coupon आ जाएगा अच्छा रहेगा." I wish there was 20 rupees off coupon for the Pizza Hut, right? But that time I don't get it, right? So this means advertisement works for some time. To make it more relevant, definitely makes you more revenue. My credit card transaction is my credit card transaction here, right? Of course, you do the transaction and all, you try and you get a call. I think most people when I get some once in a while I get a call, not always of course. I used to travel to Israel regularly when I was heading this company. And when I used to land there, use my credit card for debit card for withdrawal, credit card for transaction, I used to get a call. Sir, आपने transaction किया है क्या? Yeah, I've done it. So after 2 or 3 times they asked me, should I put it in your profile that you regularly travel to this country? Yes, put it. And then it was clear for me. Those again, analytics, AI can help you capture the behavior pattern of that. Which video to show next? That's an interesting one. And you guess how recommendation engine works? So let's say you got a brand new laptop and then you are trying to you don't log in onto Gmail or YouTube. You just open the laptop and then you go to let's say youtube.com and then you get some recommendation. You say no, I don't want recommendation. You just go and look for a movie called The Bug. You watch the movie, you finish the movie. After that, some recommendation is shown to you. What is the recommendation you will see next? Oh, you were watching because of Sonata? I thought you were watching because of Sonata. I really thought you were watching because of Sonata. Anyway, YouTube doesn't know why are you watching it. YouTube knows there are 144 parameters on the video content. It will try to give rating to each one for each of them, and as soon as it goes so your second signal, it will determine what is right for you, and that's why the recommendation is one of the best recommendation possible on YouTube, Amazon, and Netflix. One of the best recommendations. That's why these people are paying billions of dollars. The data scientists who work for those. But the idea about how to do this, and the result during pandemic, I was watching YouTube. I was getting nostalgic, trying to look for some old song, 30-year-old. I'm not that old, okay? So I was trying to watch a 30-year-old song, when got the song, I playing good. I was too lazy to press the stop button after the song was over. That song playing from the same era. Wow, I was playing probably for an hour. They made good money out of advertisement. But I love doing that because the recommendation was the best. It is getting the right KPI for YouTube because what is that KPI? Get the engagement, more views, more minutes. They got it for that day. Right? Recommendation on e-commerce side, higher time spent, all of those things are part and parcel of data innovation. So when you're thinking about any activity which comes to you, any SMS which comes to you, of course, I do get a call which says, sir, do you want loan? Do you want loan? I said, it means they are not using artificial data, they are not using the data properly here. But when I talk about data, what is data, right? So another important element to know is data is all about qualitative and quantitative. Okay, so when you get a Zomato order 1 to 5, 1 to 10 ready, is your quantitative. When you put a text, yeah, it was good, but packaging was not there. Qualitative. All of those things, structured and unstructured, combination of that makes your data. 96.1% of the data is unstructured today. All your videos, music, audio, text, lots of them are there. Which means opportunities there. I'm doing research with Chandigarh University in this area, but how can we use local language Punjabi to be able to see and detect any wrong things which are happening on the social media and prevent them from happening? Unstructured data. Because every activity or inactivity generates data. Since 10 a.m. today morning, you have not checked your WhatsApp. People are looking at the dates last thing 10 a.m. because you are busy here. That's your inactivity on WhatsApp, but activity over here. Again, that also is sending a lot of data. It's all about intent. Understanding what your intent is. When you do 2020, what does come to your mind? Cricket, right? 2020. But 2020 is a biscuit, parlor biscuit as well. 2020 book by Dr. Abdul Kalam. 2020 talk show in London and 2020 breakfast program in US. If 2020 has so many meanings, then it's not how do you know your intent? Again, all these Google and Bing, they help you to work on those so that your accuracy of 86% can be achieved to show what your intent is. So when I search for it, I get the right thing which is relevant for me rather than just based on what is popular in that country. And all of those things I'm talking about, all of them have zero value if I don't put a dollar before that, which means you have to convert it to business also. So some case study, send error report, same thing. You're crashing your quality issue, send error report. My manager told me, Mukesh, that's the most pathetic idea I ever heard. I said, man, nobody's going to click. And he was right. Only 1.4% people click on this button. But when Outlook has 300 million users, 1.4% is more than enough. Outlook just bit I talked about. I'm going to talk about the algorithm right here in front of all of you so that you realize that just that small idea is more than enough. If the willingness to do is more important than actually doing it. Okay? Bill Gates used to get 50,000 junk email. When you get a junk email, are you going to read junk email for more than 5 seconds? No. Are you going to delete an important email in less than 3 seconds? That's it. That was the algorithm. As simple as that. Capture the behavior of a person. As Mukesh Jain said, even your behavior is a signal which you can capture and convert it into artificial intelligence knowledge. And you can say, yes, Mukesh's behavior, he's been deleting this email regularly, he's been reading this email regularly. That's a signal. Once I get the signal, do NLP, understand what kind of content is coming. Mukesh is deleting Flipkart email, or Mukesh is not deleting Amazon email. That's a signal. Then combine that part and come up with the model. 94% accuracy for Bill Gates mailbox in 2 weeks. Done. Right? That's how you can actually build some other simple idea. You don't need to be PhD or rocket science. Of course, I want to do PhD as well, but doesn't mean that you need to be expert to do some of these algorithms. Ever wondered why you get blue color links on search? Curious. The curious mindset is required. I'm going to talk about curiosity. So because curious, we all are born curious. You might have seen kids at a home, right? 9 months, 1 year, young kid to 3 year young kid. They are very, very curious. Parents, teacher, they kill the curiosity. मैंने बोला ना ऐसे करना इसलिए ऐसे करना है. Parents will say, because I said so, you have to do it this way, right? Because you kill the curiosity part. So I was curious to ask this question: why is this blue color? I got answers saying that blue color is color of trust, it signifies data, all the things right. So I said, why this shade of blue? Why not different shade of blue? Asian paint color I had, mera wala blue. My favorite color shade blue. He said, okay, what do you have in mind? I said, can we run an experiment to see 10 different shades of blue, which shade gives us the better results? So why not? We did it, 10% people. 10%, different colors were shown, 10 different colors were shown. 2 weeks experiment, and we were able to find out the 9th target shade of blue gave us 54% more click through. 1 day later, the color was changed. The blue color obviously was done scientifically. Again, it's not just everything matters. And if you can do everything by data, it works. E-commerce I talked about already. Telecom, Geo. Same problem. First time launched, how do we know? How do we know the network is working or not working? And luckily, I was working for in Gansoli, and every night working for Reliance organization, we have to work late evenings and all. So I used to leave around 11:30, 12 o'clock. That time, Ola had just started. Meru was the most stable one. So I used to take Meru home. Whenever I used to cross the Airoli Beach, I was talking to my wife, all the time my calls used to get dropped. Once I called the Airtel area head, and I asked him, sir, आपको तो पता है ना the region? He goes, sir, you know that there's a breeze, that's why the call get dropped. I said, but do you get to know that the call is getting dropped? He said, yes, we get to know. That's it, more than enough. I created an algorithm based on that to understand how many bars are being shown at that moment of time for you at that landmark location, and then a call out happening bar, analyze the data. And that's why 5 years, 6 years back, when Geo was launched, you would see every month, every week, the quality was improving. Again, you can think about that. All this part, when you're working for fintech, right? You are either trying to find out the opportunity, who is the next person, you are trying to find out who is going to do the fraud, or you're trying to find out next big damage opportunity. Multiple parameter, 11 million combinations are possible to see whether your recency, your site action, your occupation, your interest, lifestyle, everything, you can actually get together and come up with that part that yes, this is the right thing for that particular person. So opportunities are enormous with data side. And going very specific, when you talk about retail bank, when you talk about commercial bank, brokerage, industry regulation, everything has certain signals. Transaction monitoring. Banks have data to show which PIN code, which merchants have what kind of challenges. Probability, if you swipe a card from a shady PIN code or a shady merchant, definitely there's a high chance of probability of fraud. There's a high chance of rejection as well. Also, the customer due diligence. The customer has changed the PAN number multiple times or address multiple times. It's been very infrequent. Randomly using this there, due diligence can catch that part. Of course, FATCA for people like me who are American citizen in India, FATCA law applies there. So if you have multiple country citizenship, that's what happens. Fraud prevention we talked about already. Capital market, trade surveillance, very common fraud area in US. What kind of trades are happening? Is there insider trading happening or not? Can be caught from there. Communication surveillance, people are talking. When you talk to somebody on the phone, if you're using some of the objectionable words, you can catch those as well. And of course, risk management part. So all in all, it comes into three: past, present, future. Right? If you're talking about reporting, you're talking about insights. If you're talking about forecasting, important part to see what can you do prescriptive. The prescriptive part is the most interesting part for a lot of people will be interested in. Okay. So now if you look at it like prediction and all these are we are in this zone most of the time when you're doing prediction. Okay. But prescriptive will be the next big part you can come with artificial intelligence. So what do industry expect? So some of us the student side of it, let me give you some tips. How do you get people yourself ready? Industry expects you to be ready, coming in with the ideas to solve problem with data. Just the idea, just the thought is okay. So as a person, if you are spending time reading articles, as a person, if you are spending time reading some stories, case studies, YouTube videos, your knowledge will be a lot more better in terms of how do you use data. Other things like how does analytics model work. So I'm sure you might be going to some analytics, data science related course. Normally, when I conduct this workshop, 2 days, 4 days workshop, I go deep into those areas and solve those problems right there in the workshop itself. Some of them has to be done coding, some of them mostly understanding how to solve this particular problem, both for engineers and MBA kind of students. And then who can come up with the idea that opportunity? And this idea is more important. Always remember, if you are just another student, the company is paying as a fresher, and you're doing your job, perfectly okay. But you get the fast track engineering, you need the ideas about. And I love this sentence. Jack of all trades, master of some. Change it. Why you should follow what other people have said? Change it. Okay. Sexual job of 21st century, 10 years back. Last 2 years back, 2.5 years back, $500 billion economy is what projected by 2026. I think they are already there. And a lot of opportunities are there. Opportunities when we talk about is a combination of three, which is your skill, which is your attitude, and curiosity. Curiosity, I always say people like, do you know how things work? You all are engineers. We all should know how things work, how data is being used. The curious mindset is going to get you the best job possible. Okay? And Albert Einstein, I'm neither clever nor gifted. It's just curious. Curious will learn a lot. Attitude, knowing what is there, your understanding of the data, understanding of the model, how to solve problems, so the attitude definitely is required. Nobody can stop that. And most important part is your attitude. पूछने में क्या जाता है? There is no harm in asking. You should always have the attitude to keep asking for something, and also is raise your hand if you somebody asks you questions, some opportunity comes in, and then we'll see what happens. If you know the answer, definitely raise your hand. Curiosity, definitely analyzing anything. Your mindset, entrepreneurship mindset, ownership mindset definitely will help. In conclusion, the top 30 technologies include artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, mobile internet, the top ones, which Mukesh has already talked about some of this area. The personal learning which I always had was first is picture क्या आता है? A person with idea is crying until the idea succeeds. Of course, a lot of those parts is important. Some of the things which are the main part I want to talk about is you need to have a Subchintak. Subchintak will be somebody who will guide you, coach you in your career. Plan, estimate time, do whatever you love doing it, and you don't feel like working. Point number 9, and that's all. For me, the job I'm doing at my company and the other thing which I do, I always feel like I'm doing a hobby and I'm getting paid for that. And last but not the least, give back time to community. This is how I give back time to community. Thank you all. Thank you very much.